ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालां पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातदं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी प्रसाद देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तविंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। So we are in chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. The way this chapter is titled sounds like it's talking about Gyan Yoga, but Gyan Yoga is also the yoga, and it talks about Gyan knowledge. But when that knowledge is about Krishna, then it becomes Bhakti. So the purpose of this chapter is that Krishna is talking about the knowledge that is needed for Bhakti. It's not as at least Prabhupada translated that way. So in this chapter, Krishna is presenting, talking about himself, which we finished last week. Krishna is the creator and culmination of all the paths. And then how to understand karma from the perspective of Gyan. And then how to attain Gyan. And finally, what are the results and what we get when we are in perfect knowledge. So perfect knowledge is not the knowledge about Brahman, not the knowledge about Paramatma, knowledge about Bhagwan. So that's what Krishna is doing here. He is providing the knowledge about himself. He's not saying that you should know about other types of knowledge. There are so many knowledge, right? Knowledge that you get in academia, knowledge that you have in other process of bhakti. We are talking about knowledge that we receive in bhakti yoga. So we finished these two verses last week. Krishna gives the timing. When he comes, he says that whenever Galanir Bhavati Bharata, Galanir means decline, decline in dharma, Krishna says, and rise in adharma. And then he gives the purpose, three purpose. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. So to reestablish the principle of religion for sure, to annihilate the miscreants for sure, but to deliver the pious is for sure. Most important thing Krishna does is he delivers the pious. He can annihilate the miscreant through his energies. They don't have to come as Krishna. He can, he can have big earthquake or volcano, something, volcanic eruption or something. That's all. Everybody's gone, finished. But Paritranaya Sadhuna, to protect the sadhu, saintly person, Krishna comes. And what is the example? Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. To say Prahlad Maharaj, Krishna came. Did he come to kill Hiranyakashipu? He did kill Hiranyakashipu, but to kill Hiranyakashipu doesn't have to come. Now he can send somebody who can go and take the form of half lion, half animal and kill. That is not the purpose. The purpose is that he came to protect his devotee. And then he says that once you know purpose of my appearance and the activity that I do, then you don't have to come to this material world. So he says tatvataha evam yo vyeti tatvataha. So evam means the one, vyeti means knows, and tatvataha means tatvataha, although in English is translated as a truth, but tatvataha means knowing in completeness. If you know in completeness why I come, truth behind my coming, then you would not take the path. So how you know that we are in the proper knowledge of Krishna? I said that this is a very powerful verse. The the marker, how you know that we are in knowledge of Krishna, we are free from Bita, Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. We are not we are not affected by these things. Okay. Raga, Bhaya is anger, Raga is attachment, Krodha is anger. So Bhaya is fear. So free from Beat. Vita means envy. Envy that we have. So envy, free from attachment, free from fear, and free from anger. So devotee, when they are in the full devotion, they are free from these things. So far we studied up to verse number 10. Now we'll go from here. So now we so far know the purpose of Krishna's coming and the marker. What is the expectation from devotee? A devotee is free from Bita, Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha. Non-envious, not attachment for the things of the material world, free from fear, and free from anger. So Krishna says, but not necessary everybody is my devotee. Not everybody is my devotee. So he says, who they are? ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम् माम वर्तानु वर्तन्ते मनुष्य पार्थ सर्वस. Two things very important here. Krishna says, number one, that doesn't matter even if they are not my devotee, whatever degree they have surrendered to me, up to that degree I reward. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know that Krishna says that if they are coming to me as Supreme Personality of Godhead, I reveal myself to them, the Supreme God. If they come to me thinking that I am one of the form of the Vishnu, I reveal to myself them as a Vishnu form. So whatever degree, if they come to me as a demigod, okay, that's well. But another very important, so 2 points I said. First, Krishna awards accordingly. That is one thing. The second thing he's saying that Manushya Partha Sarvasa. Oh Partha. Partha here refers to Arjun. Oh Arjun, all the living being, Mam Vartanu Vartante, Manushya Partha Sarvasa. It says everyone, all the living entity are following my path. So that one is very, although they are not fully surrendered, this is beautiful verse, extremely powerful verse that we have to understand. Krishna is saying, although first he says that whatever degree they surrender, up to that degree, I reward. Okay, got it, clear, no doubt. But then he says, but here is the thing, whatever they do, in every respect, they are following my path. Okay, so there I would like to hear from you. What do you think about it? Krishna says that whatever degree they surrender unto me, that degree I reward. But then he says, everyone follows my path in all respect. Mam vartanu anuvartante. Anuvartante means follow. They are vartante, day to day things that they are doing. They are following me. So, yeah, somebody saying something? Prabhu, somebody said something? Okay.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
yeah,
I really like that verse, and it brings for us it brings peace, because when we first came to Krishna consciousness, we're like, oh, we need to tell everybody the truth. But when we learn this one, that Krishna leads everyone
yeah,
on their path, so we don't have to worry too much, because Krishna is taking care of everybody.
yeah. Very good point. Very good point. Yes. So, so either we know or not know, but we are taken care by Krishna, or we know or not know, the path that we follow is the path given by Krishna. So this is
Prabhuji,
very simple. Yeah, yeah.
Prabhuji, oh,
You have echo, Prabhu. I cannot hear you.
okay, yeah. So how about those that are materially entangled and who are doing things according to their free will under
Yeah,
the
Krishna will talk about that. Yeah, next series of verses is you are ahead. Very good. Yes. So uh, all the path is coming from him. Here is the thing: the knowledge that you get in academia, or knowledge that you get in the Gurukul, or knowledge that you get by this sampradaya, that parivar, this mission, that mission. Doesn't matter where you get the knowledge. Ultimately, it's all coming from Krishna. Okay, so that's why Krishna source. The very simple understanding is that this, by saying this, mam vartanu vartante, mam vartamanu vartante. By saying that, Krishna is saying that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everything, and this is mentioned very well in third canto, second canto of Bhagavatam, everything that is out here as a source. Okay, everything has a source. Everything has a source. There are knowledge that is in the mode of ignorance, knowledge in the mode of passion, knowledge in the mode of goodness, and knowledge in the pure goodness. So everything is coming from Krishna. So by saying that all follows my path, Krishna is saying that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am the Supreme Father, I am the source of all the knowledge, and from me everything has come. It's very, very important. And I reward them based upon the degree of surrender that they have. So what is the reward? The person who is caught into material world, they are taking birth and death, birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. They are caught into that. Higher than them are the one who are worshipping ghost or forefather or demigod. Their destination is like that. They go to forefather planet, they go to demigod planet. It's all coming from Krishna. Higher than that are those who are worshipper of Shiva and Durga and other personalities. They go to their abode. Higher than that is Brahmanwadi, who are worshipping Krishna as a light. Krishna Bhagwan is a light. That's also there. They go to Brahman. People who are worshipping Krishna as Paramatma, they don't Krishna will be in front of them, but they would not accept Krishna as a person. They would focus on Paramatma, the Vishnu form of Bhagwan. They don't accept Krishna's personal form. They also go to the Krishna's abode. That is also coming from Krishna. It's also coming from Krishna. And finally, there is one who is worshipping Krishna as Bhagavan. They go back to him, back to Krishna. So you see all of these decisions, all of these steps that we have, all of them in fact are following the same teaching that has come from Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I had a question on this. So if it says that, you know, everybody is following Krishna in their own way, and then you are talking about, you know, the different varieties, whether worshipping demigods or, you know, Brahma Jyoti and things like that. I keep asking the same question in multiple settings because I have a lot of questions in that, and I don't feel like I have a good answer yet. So
Yeah.
you know, in whenever sometimes when we read that Krishna, on Saturdays we read like the Vanis and stuff. We talk about the Mayavadis and how, you know, it's not the right path and stuff. But I don't understand why it's not the right path, because it may not be the best, maybe, but it is still they're going towards Krishna, right? Because even going to Brahma Jyoti is going towards Krishna, and I don't understand why that is not the right way.
So right or wrong, that's very good. Right or wrong, we know from Shastra, from scriptures, and
Mhm.
from Acharya. That's the what is the point of reference? Your point of reference is a scripture, Acharya, and saintly person. Three things. So we can decide something right, something wrong, but that right or wrong, when we keep on looking after it, at some point we find that it's not right. Right is not right, wrong is not right. It's not eternal right or eternal wrong because it changes. But Shastra, scripture, Guru and Sadhu, they know what is right, what is wrong. So Krishna personally has spoken and said that the best way, the best form of knowing me, Bhagwan, right? So everywhere that you are doing, everywhere you are going, whatever you told, the source of the goal of everything is to know Bhagwan, right? And Krishna says the best way to know me is knowing me as I am standing in front of you, he says. That's the best way to know me. So Prabhupada has also translated, and scripture says that Brahmanwadi, Paramatmavadi, the one who believes in Brahman, the one who believes in Paramatma, they are also high, they are very elevated person. But what they are aspiring is not the ultimate truth, because Krishna says Bhagwan is the ultimate truth. So they are aspiring for something high, no doubt about it. It's Krishna's. Brahman is also Krishna, Paramatma is also Krishna. But Krishna doesn't personally tell that that's the end goal. The end goal is that you come to me as Bhagwan. Okay? So that's how it is. It is not wrong. I would not say it's wrong, but it's not ultimate. And
Hare
that is
Krishna.
why it looks very nice. It appears very good. It feels very good, you know, because everywhere there is some bhakti. And what feels good, what we like about that thing is the devotion. You know, Satan Bhagwan ka puja bhi if you do, what you like about that is the bhakti. You know, most of the people, they don't know, but what they're liking is the bhakti. So Krishna says that your natural state is that you would like to have bhakti, because that's what you have been doing, and that's what your nature is. So why don't you do the pure bhakti? Come to the purest state. So that's what we are talking about. We are not as a Vaishnava, we don't criticize anybody's position. Krishna himself is saying that they are following my path. But also Krishna does say, and you'll see in the later chapter, he says that, come to me as I am. Okay, Mataji? So yes, Brahman is also going to Krishna, Paramatma is also going to Krishna, but that's not what is the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is that Bhagwan form. And more,
Yeah, I
you will,
understood, in the sense how you're saying, the bhakti is the ultimate goal. But
uh-huh.
I feel like sometimes in the books, like it always like kind of downgrades the Mayavadis. But I feel like they may not reach the ultimate goal, but it's still pretty high. So like if
Oh
that
yeah,
is what
yeah,
kind of
yeah. They're very
um
high. They're very high. I don't know. I mean, how much we down. If you look at in terms of Krishna as a person versus Krishna as his effulgence, there is definitely huge difference between these two aspects of the God. But I mean, you have to understand. You have to understand that what you want. You have $10 in your pocket, right? And you have to buy something. What do you like to buy out of the $10? That's what it's all about. You don't want to invest into the thing that would not give you any satisfaction or some satisfaction. You want to buy the things that will give you complete satisfaction. So bhakti, Kaivalya bhakti gives the full satisfaction. That's what the living entity wants. And any other result that we get, if you understand correctly, and I'll explain that in 12th chapter very nicely. Any other result that you get in your life, you are getting because of bhakti also. There is nothing else. It's bhakti only. Mayavadi also has bhakti. Okay, Paramatmavadi also does bhakti. People who are going to worship demigod, they also do bhakti. Okay, so the result that comes out of bhakti only. Many people say that the people who say haram, they are also saying the ram. Are you saying, understand this point? Even they say haram, but they say ram, because ha, if you take it out, it's ram, haram, ram. So they get the benefit of saying ram, ram, ram. Also they are saying haram, haram, haram. See the point? So it's like that. We don't see, but there is bhakti in demigod worship. Otherwise, how you worship demigod if there is no bhakti? So there is bhakti there too. If there is bhakti in Brahmanwadi, is there bhakti in Paramatmavadi? But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that bhakti is in Guni Bhuta Bhakti, bhakti is in Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, and bhakti is Kaivalya Bhakti. Guni Bhuta Bhakti is the bhakti where there are other gunas, modes of material nature are prominent, and little bit bhakti. But the result that you get out of that bhakti only. But the bhakti is in a very small quantity. In Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, there is a lot of bhakti, but still there is some guna, some modes of material nature. So the result that you get mostly out of this bhakti. But since bhakti is not pure, you don't get the purest result. But Kaivalya Bhakti, unalloyed devotion, has nothing, only bhakti. Okay, and that has the highest result. But according to Shastic understanding, that result that you get only out of the bhakti. Wherever you are, you have some bhakti. Brahmanwadi also, what they do, they will go and worship Vishnu, Krishna, and other form of divinity, thinking that by worshipping them, once their impurity is gone, then they will become divine, right? So they are still, you talk to them, they read Ramayan, they'll read, all these, scriptures. They have their own definitions, but ultimately they are expressing the bhakti. The result is coming out of bhakti. You merging into the Brahman, you cannot reach to any form of Krishna without devotion. That's number one. Okay, but if the devotion is in the purest state, you see him as a person. If it's dominate, but still some mixture, you see him as a Paramatma. If it's basically a small, a lot of other mixture, you see him as a Brahman. If you have little bit bhakti, but not about Krishna, you see him as a demigod. But everywhere there is some devotion, and the outcome that you get, you are getting out of bhakti. So we don't criticize that, but we understand that there is something higher than that. Okay.
That makes sense, Prabhuji, because before I came here, I was reading, what is that, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is more in the Brahma Jyoti aspect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that also I read, that bhakti is part of it. So I always, felt kind of thing when Mayavadi was always put down, because bhakti is also part of that. It is not
Yeah.
that,
No.
it is thought that you're going to become God. It is that bhakti is there, and without bhakti, it says you can't, you can't come up.
Exactly.
Thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Without bhakti, you cannot merge into the Brahman also. But that bhakti, is not Anya Vilasita. That bhakti still has. So you are worshipping Krishna. Oh my Krishna, oh my Krishna, oh my Krishna, Krishna, please help me so that I can become, part of you, my dear. You're asking Krishna. But pure bhakti is basically you don't have any, whatever, my dear Lord, you want to do, you do with me. Asila Siva Padam Ratan Pinasto Mam. Everything is up to you. Nadhanam Najanam Nasundari. I don't want anything. I know whatever you'll do good for me. But all I need is that the goal is not important for me. The important for me is that your service. I want to serve you. That is most important for me. As long as I'm in your service, I'm good. That's pure devotion. That's we don't have goal. We are not doing certain thing for goal. Like first grade you are doing because you'll give the exam and you'll have the certificate of first grade. Some courses that they do training, this training, that training, and then the 5 weeks training, and then you become the certified teacher. We are not doing like that. Bhakti is, natural. My dear Lord, whatever you like to do, you do. I just love you. I just want to love you. Okay. And that is unalloyed devotion, pure devotion. Okay, Mataji. So bhakti is everywhere. But we are looking for this, and you'll hear that in Nectar of Devotion when we study. The bhakti has to be pure. And pure bhakti leads to very high goal, which is seeing Krishna as Bhagwan, as person. Yes, Vishnupriya Mataji, you have something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this arise a question in me about how you explain about bhakti, that there's different bhakti. So my question is, so there's karma, and then there's karma yoga. There's jnana, and then there's jnana yoga. Is there also bhakti and bhakti yoga? So two different kind of bhakti?
Yes. So very, bhakti, here's the thing. Bhakti is always bhakti. Bhakti always is in the purest form, but it might be in a small quantity. So hope you understand, everybody understand this term. Bhakti is not mixed bhakti. Bhakti is always pure. But bhakti might be the small, wherever there is some devotion, it's pure. It's pure devotion. But that purity might be very little quantity. Like for example, you have salty water. Okay, the salt is there, right? The salt is there, and the taste of the water is salty because of the salt is there. But that salt is in a very small quantity and it dissolves into the water. So all you see is the water, you don't see the salt. So sometimes it may appear that there is no bhakti, but in fact, bhakti is there, like the salt is in the water. Okay, but it is in a very small quantity. So in karma yoga also, or any other practices that are authorized, the ladders that we have, that's why it's called yoga ladder. Anything that's on the ladder has some bhakti. Karma kanda does not have bhakti. If you are doing something for sense gratification, then that does not have bhakti. But if you are doing some yagya, maybe that yagya is not being done for Krishna. You are doing yagya for some other demigods. That's devotion. That's what Krishna is saying here. That they don't know, but mama vartanu vartante. They don't know, but in fact they are following my path. Maybe far, somebody can be very close. If you are very close to the light, I can see me, but I can go very far from the light, but I still see the light is there. So like that. Okay. So bhakti is bhakti. Bhakti is always bhakti. But sometimes we are performing pure devotion in a very concentrated form. All we have is the bhakti. And sometimes we are in a diluted form, very dilute, far, 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 far out. Okay. Now all of you have come to bhakti because you had bhakti before also, but that bhakti was not prominent. Otherwise, you would not have come. We'll talk about it. Bhakta sanjayate bhakti. Bhakti comes from devotion only. You have come to this stage where you are trying to perform pure devotional service. That means you had bhakti in your heart, but maybe in a very small stage, in a very little quantity. Now that has become more prominent. It's not that the pious work that you did, it's not work, it's not that something that you did that, you know, empowered you. And suddenly your eyes open. No, you had that devotion. There are so many people who are out there, but somebody who has devotion, they get it. Okay. So this devotion, and it's growing. Do I have all the devotion? No. I also have some devotion because I had some devotion. I have some that I have cultivated by practices, and I'm still cultivating and practicing so that I have a more prominent, pure devotion, just like that. So all the ladders, that's why it's called yoga ladder. What is a ladder? Steps. What is the steps? It takes you somewhere. One step, two step, three steps. So each step has a devotion, but maybe it's very weak. But if something is not on the step, like karma kanda or some menial type of lifestyle, that is far, far away. It's life in darkness. Okay, is that good enough, Vishnupriya Mataji? You understood what I was?
So if Mayavadis practice bhakti and they do so much work, uh, and their path is also not easy, you have to put a lot of effort,
Yeah.
and they reach Brahmadoji, and they will eventually still fall down. What form of life will they fall down to? Will they fall down to where they left or
Yeah,
start
Suchinam
over?
Srimate
How-
Gehe. For every path, Suchinam Srimate Gehe. Yes, wherever they are, whatever advancement they have made, Krishna will give them chance from there. Salpamapi dharmasya trayato mato vayat. Little bit that advancement you have made in Krishna consciousness, in God consciousness, that will be retained, never lost. And the next life, Krishna will give you all the facility for you to come to pure devotion. Never lost. Even in the Brahmanwadi or Paramatmawadi, whatever they do, their marg is different, their path is different. Krishna will give them that path. Krishna will fully retain that person in that status. And then from there, that person will continue. That person might grow and come to Paramatma, maybe quickly come to Bhagwan in 3 days, but nothing will be lost. Any advancement in Krishna consciousness. That's why, they say that, in India, most of the people will take birth as a human being. You know why? They are not very pure devotee, but at least they do some pious deed. They would not eat, if they're eating meat, that's different part. They will at least, go to the temple, Shiva temple, Ganesh temple. They'll pour the, jal. They will do some yagya, although they don't know, but they will do it. By doing that, their human life is retained. But somebody who is completely in forgetfulness of God, eating meat, having illicit sex, atheistic philosophy, then they will go to the lower planet. They will take the birth of animal. Nothing is retained. They will degrade. So yes, but if you have done little bit bhakti on the path of bhakti, Krishna will retain the human form, and then he will give you the chance to come to this stage. That's why Manusya Nam Sahasyasu Kasid Vyati Siddhaye Tanti Episida Nam Kashid Vyati Mata Tota. Krishna says, Manusya Nam Sahasyasu, the people who have come to this stage where they are having some faith in Krishna, they are hearing Bhagavad Gita, they are very advanced. Don't think ordinary people. They have come far, 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 far up here. They're very close. That's why when we come to this stage, we don't distract also too much. Don't cause problem to the people. Don't think that that others have demerit. You have only the merit. This is not a good. So yes, everything is retained, and Krishna will give you chance to go up. Okay, so Krishna says that everybody follows my path, and then he gives the example. He tells that these people who are demigod worshipper, they also basically get the sanction from me. Or even lower than that, people who are just having faith in Varna and Ashram. He says, Chatur Varnayam Mayasrishta Gun Karma Vibhag Saha Tasya Kartaram Apimam Vidhi Akartram Avayam. He says that, in fact, this Chatur Varnam that we have, 4 Varna that we have, this is all Maya system. It's created by me, he says. So Sri Krishna comes even down. He says that this, 4 Varna that you see, it's created by me, and it's created based on their quality and their action. This distinction, the vibhaga, segments. Vibhaga means segmentation. The segmentation that you see, this is based on my will, my desire. I have done it. And this is based on gun karma, their quality and their action. And although I am the creator of the system, you should know that I made the non-doer being unchangeable. Krishna says that although I do this, okay, but I'm not one. I'm not one of them. So that's very, and this concept we'll understand better later. So Krishna does not become one of us, although he takes the form. So now you would say that, oh, he's a human, but human has a lot of health issue, lot of problem, lot of anxiety. No, Krishna says avayam vidhi akartaram avayam. So avayam is the word that doesn't change. It has no singular form, no plural form. It's just in the one form, and you use it as it is. Avayam, something that is eternal. Avayam means, so Krishna says that I come, I create that for you, but I don't become part of it. That's why, oh Arjun, you should work without attachment. There is work that will affect you, but it will not affect me. Okay. So if the work is going to affect you, so people who are demigod worshipper or people who are worship or following this Varna and Ashram, they have some action, a specified action that they are doing. And that action will give them some reaction. So Krishna is saying that I reward them accordingly. Now you identify yourself with this Varna. Okay, you have the action, you do it, and that action will give you some result. Hence, you should do those actions which are not going to bind you. Is this knowledge or not? Yes, this is knowledge. So this is the knowledge, but this is knowledge about Krishna. That's you have to understand that this is knowledge about Krishna. And then he says, Evam gyatva kirtam karma purvair api mumukshvihi puru karmaiva tasmat tvam purvair purva taram kirtam. He says, this is not something that I'm telling you. And this is extremely, extremely important thing to understand. Sometimes we get confused and we think that this is beginning from me. I'm the first person who is even doing the bhakti. And I don't know what will happen. But that's not how it is. Many people in the past, Krishna says, have perfected their life by following the path that I have given. So with full confidence, this is extremely, extremely important. We have so much doubt. What should I do? What should I not do? Should I follow this path, this Baba, this ashram, this meditation, that meditation, that meditation? So much. श्रद्धा शब्द विश्वास कहे दृढ़ निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कैले सरोकार सिद्धि आया. People will say you are crazy. They don't know. It's faith. Faith is there. Faith makes you crazy. The belief that you have in Krishna, that makes you. ordinary people, they would not understand. Why you are like this? Always Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It's not that. This is that's a natural position. Faith, Shraddha. You know. So have to have that, Shraddha, that Krishna will take care of. Now I have come to that stage. I have studied Bhagavad Gita. I still study Bhagavad Gita and do things like the ordinary person is doing. Then what is the point of studying Bhagavad Gita? Then what I have learned? That's what Krishna is saying. That evam gyatva. Gyatva means something that one has knew. Gyatva means after eating, after sleeping. You have already slept. After eating, you already you have already ate. So evam gyatva, you already have knew. What is you have knew? Here. You already have knew that all the path is basically the path that is given by Krishna. That's why the word is used, Evam Gyatva, Kritam Karma. You have already knew, Gyatva. You already knew. There is nothing new. I told you already. But I'm telling you now that since you know this, that bhakti is the only process, follow it very seriously. Why? Because many, he says, Purvair api mumukshvihi. Purvair means in the past. In the past. Many has been liberated. Mumukshvihi. Mumuksha means the material desire. And ukshvihi, they have come out of it. They have become free by knowing this. Kuru karmaiva tasmatvam. That's why tasmat means therefore you should engage in their footstep. You should engage the way they have done. So who we should follow? Mahajana jana gate se pantha. What Prabhupada has done is the path. What Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said us is the path. What Bhaktivinoda Thakur has done is the path. What Six Goswami has done is the path. Why you and I have to invest the path? They have followed the path because Krishna has given them the path. So that's what Krishna is saying. That Yom Gyatva Kirtam Karma. Now you know this. If you know this, Kuru Karma Eva Tasmat Tvam. Do that duty that will take you to ultimate goal. Why you are wasting your time? And this concept people don't understand. Still this, still that. Hey, Krishna is there. He will take care of you. He will take, but this is matter of faith. Faith is not that easy. Okay. What we are doing is that the more we do bhakti, the more we are developing the faith. The higher the faith comes, the more surrender we have towards Krishna. Okay. So Krishna is this is the knowledge. This is the knowledge. The Jnana Yoga does not mean that go to the secluded place, close your eyes, and just study the Veda or something and become the learned and big class and that. But there is no transformation in your heart. There is no awakening of the devotion towards Krishna. Krishna says, no, now I have told you. Yam Gyatva, now you know. What do you know? We just studied in the previous verse. Then act accordingly. Kuru karma yuva tasmat tvam. Tasmat. Therefore, you should do your act. Like whom? Purvairapi mumukshuved. Those people in the past who have perfected their life by following it. Okay. So up to this verse, in summary, Krishna has given everything. Who he is, why he comes, what is the sign. If you have the devotion, everybody is following his path. There are the people who are in different grade, and he gives the grade that there are demigod worshipper, or there are people who are, doing Varna and Ashram. But for sure, you know that one who has done bhakti, one who has knew that, but he has not janm karma cha me divyam yome vyati tatotah yaktva deham punarjanmanayati mameti swarjana. This gyatva word here that you see is not only for 1 or 2 verses. Everything that we have studied in this chapter. Yom gyatva. Now you know all of this. That why I come, why I go, what is the cause of my appearance, I come to protect the devotee. Everything you have to understand. It's all gyatva. Now, everything is known to you. I have spoken to you. Hence, stand up and do right thing. Okay, and then from here, Krishna will help him understand that what is the karma. On the karma stage, how you engage in Gyan. So as a devotee at every stage, we are engaged in pure devotion. Right now, might appear that this is a Gyan type of thing, but it's devotion. Devotee cooking into the kitchen, what he's doing? Devotion. People honoring the prasadam, what is doing? Devotion. So Krishna will help us understand that from every stage, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you can do bhakti. Okay. So we'll get into that discussion. But anybody has anything? Okay. So the next verse, Krishna says that first let me help you understand that this karma is very, very intricate process. You can very easily get bind into this karma thing. And last week, I tried to explain what is karma and akarma, and many of you got a little confused, not even sure what Ramacharya is saying, and I'm sure that the clarity is still not there. Krishna himself is saying, he's saying, kim karma, kim akarma. Kavyo api yatra mohyata. Kavyo means learned person. This karma and akarma concept, muhyati, means bewilders. Kavyo, learned person. So don't be upset if this concept is not clear to you. He says, kim karma, kim akarmeti. What is to be done and what is not to be done, that has confused even the learned person. Tatate karma prakshami yaj gyatva mokshasya shubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered. What is action and what is inaction? Now, I shall explain to you what is action. I shall now tell you what is karma, which you shall be, which will make you liberated. That's what he's saying. I'll tell you what is the action, and by doing that action, you'll be liberated from all misfortune. So can you guess what is that? He's going to say bhakti. Okay, karma yoga, kama kam. So do kama. Don't get caught up into too much kama and akama. Okay, people are engaged into the kama, thinking that this is the way I can support myself, and they are engaged into the kama. Oh, it will give the reactions. But we as a devotee, Prabhupada said devotional service. It's both kama, both akama. We are doing bhakti, we are engaged in calm, but it's still sakam. It's not going to bind me. Okay, so Krishna is going to talk about that. He says, karmanyo hi api bodhvayam, bodhvayam cha vikramanaha, akarmasya bodhvayam, ghana karmano gati. He says these intricacies are very hard to understand. Okay, what is karma and what is karma? This is very difficult. And not only that, there are big karma. So kama and akama is there. Kama is the prescribed duty. Akama is the duty that doesn't bind, simple way. And then there is another term, Krishna is introducing here. And that is saying bikarmaha. Bodhvayam cha bikarmaha. There are forbidden act. Okay. So these are all actions. But for sure, you should not engage in forbidden act. Beautiful verse. Karmani akarma iha pashed. If you have this verse, if you can see, read with me. Karmani akarma iha pashed. Akarmani cha karmaya. Sha buddhiman manusheshu. Sha yuktha krit sanah karmakrit. If you understand Sanskrit, very easily you can understand what Krishna is saying here. He says, so One, akarmani karma yaha pashed, akarmani cha karmaya. You know, the one who sees in action, akarmani, akarmaha, and akarmani cha karma, and action in action is intelligent among the men. One who sees in action, and action in action. So here's the thing. Krishna is saying, one who sees in action. That means you are acting, but you are seeing no action. Karma has two meaning. Action has two meaning. One is action and another one is reaction. Can everybody say this thing? Action has two meaning. Action that we do, activity that we do, and the reaction that we get out of it. Okay. So in action, akarmani, akarmaha. So if you are seeing in action no result in action, in karma. Okay. So in action here means no result. You are seeing no result, no binding result in your action. What is that? Directly bhakti, devotional service. And if you are seeing in action, akarmani cha karma. So in action means no action. Okay, in the karma, in the action. What is that? Same thing, bhakti. If you are seeing no action in action, or you are seeing in action in no action, the person who is seeing like that, Krishna says that buddhiman manushesu, that person is buddhiman. And shajuktaha kritsanah karmakrit. Although he is engaged in all types of activities, in fact, he is free. So what does it mean here? In a very simplified way, without confusing you too much. If the action does not result to reaction, then acting and not acting is same. Can you just understand this statement very simply? If the action does not result to any bondage, any reaction means bondage, then it doesn't matter. Very important. Doesn't matter because it's not leading to any reaction. The problem is not with the action. The problem is with the reaction. So now how the action that we do will not cause the reaction when it's done for satisfaction of Krishna. Okay. When we are cooking, it's like other cooking. You know, when heat is developing up, I'm sure there are some bacteria which are killing, which are dying off, and all of that is happening. But that dying off, if you're ordinarily killing for sense, if you're ordinarily killing for the sense gratification, that is binding you. But if you are cooking for Krishna, it's not binding you. So although it's action, but it has no result, so it's inaction. Is it clear so far, or I confused you with the action and action? Prabhu, so much echo.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the results of karma take a long time to manifest, right? Maybe several births. So how do we know that my action is producing inaction?
Prabhu, there is a term called prarabdha karma and aprarabdha karma. Okay. So prarabdha karma is those karma, is like seed. You have transplanted the seed. Once you have transplanted the seed, for sure it will germinate. It will turn into a plant. Then it will give the fruits and you'll be harvesting the fruits. So some of the suffering that you have right now, because of some of the action that you did in the past, and some of the suffering you will have in the future because of the action that you are doing today. So not all action will turn into the fruits right away, but for sure, every seed will turn into the fruit if it's done for sense gratification. So yes, you might have, sometimes that's what you would see, that sometimes even people are engaging into the menial crime, and they are prospering. People will say, oh, मैं भगवान का भक्ति किया, what I got, whole life I spent my life, ringing the bell. I still have this pain, that pain, my life is so bad. And this person is only robbing and thieving, and see how prosperous his life is. Because you are harvesting the fruit of your karma from previous action. Or Krishna is burning your fruit, your reactions, by giving you some suffering. But that person is going to miserably suffer, because he is transplanting the seed, but the fruits have not come. Fruit will come, don't worry. So that's how it is. That's how you see. Every action has reaction, must have the reaction. Okay. Now, some reactions will make us suffer now, some will make us suffer next life, even next to next life. And you have heard the story that Vidura had to take birth as Vidura because in previous life he poked the sharp thing in the back of a saintly person, or saintly person was not happy, he cursed. So like that, life after life after life, people have to take the reaction of their sin. So the Manush, that's why Manushi bihi Manushya nam. The Manushi means the one who is smart, as Krishna says here. Here says the one who is Buddhiman. He uses the word Bodhayam, Bodhavayam. The one who is Buddhiman, intelligent person. He doesn't really get bewildered. Oh my gosh, I have no suffering, but I am engaged in the menial crime, menial activity, and I have no reaction. It's nice to do the menial thing. He would not. He would say that, no. This for sure is going to give me suffering. I don't want to do it. Go up, do something. Burn it. That's what Krishna is saying. What is your karma. Do something so that you don't keep on compiling, adding into the bank. They're putting the money into the bank. You can take it now, or you can take it later. Some you are taking now, some you'll have to take it later, but you have deposited all of the bad sins in your account. Our duty is to empty the account, clean the account. I don't want sin, even today or for future. I want to just vanquish everything. How you vanquish it? Engage in devotional service of Krishna. Is that good, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
So I'll just go through this two verses. He says, Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjitah jnanagni dagda karmanam tamahu panditam buddhi. Exactly what I just told. So burn your karma. Gyan dagda karmanam. Gyan agni dagd karmanam. Now all the karma, all the reactions that you have, you burn that in this knowledge. Krishna, this is the knowledge Krishna is saying. Bhakti is the knowledge. Knowing about bhakti, Krishna says, is the knowledge. So he says that all the reactions that is going to come to you, Gyan Agni Dagdha. In this fire of knowledge, burn it. Kam Sankalpa Barjita. Sankalpa, take determination, firm determination, and burn it. Let it burn. Okay? Tamahu Panditam Buddha. If you do like that, then you will be known as a Pandita. Learned man. Learned man will do this. So if you are the Vidwan, you should do this. What do you have to do it? Burn it. Okay? So one is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification. He is said by sages to be a worker for whom the reaction of the work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. Gyan Agni Dagdha. All of these reactions that you have, burn it. Burn it. You understand, Prabhu? Burn it now. And if you do that, you'll be known as Pandita. You'll be known as Pandita. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tipto nirasraya karmani abhi pravrito api naiva kinchit karoti sa. So nicely. How nicely Krishna can talk. He says that Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Leave it. Let it go. All the attachment that you have. For what? For the fruits. Abandon all attachment to the results of this activity. And Nitya Tripto Nirasraya. What do you have to be? He says, be satisfied. And Nirasraya, independent. Be satisfied and be independent. Independent, what is the meaning of independence here? Depending on Krishna. That is the meaning of independent. That is, the independent should not be understood that we don't take care of our family and son and daughter. That's not the point. If we have the family of a devotee, everybody in the family is a devotee. By serving them, you go back to home, back to Krishna. By taking care of wife and sons and daughter who are devotee of Krishna, you will go back to home, back to Krishna. Okay, so don't think that independent here means I don't have any responsibility with my wife and my son. Hare Krishna Prabhu cannot say that I don't have any responsibility for Divya Mataji and for his son. No, they are devotee. So by taking care of them, you will go back to home, back to Krishna. Not saying that I have no responsibility. I have to take more responsibility because they are my wife and at the same time they are daughter and they are my sons and they're my wife and whatever it is and they are devotee. So I appreciate not only my wife and daughter, but I appreciate a devotee. People don't understand that part. Don't understand that part. So living into a family of a devotee means serving them. Don't take any wrong connotation. Krishna is not saying that. No, he's saying that taktva karam phala sangam, but don't bind yourself with the results of the action that is yet to come. And if you do like that, naiva kinchati karoti sa, if you do like that, then all the undertakings that you have, nothing will bind you. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that is the Gyan. On this, this section is called out karma on the platform of Jnana. What does it mean? You have to understand the action, but also you have to know what is the knowledge embedded with it. None of these are saying that you should not act. Not, but saying that act. But how you act? Tyaktva karam phala sangam. Don't identify yourself with the result. Let Krishna be the, beneficiary. Bhukta Ramyukta Samsaraloka Maheswaram, Krishna says that. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful discussions that we are going through. And I appreciate your time. Please read Srila Prabhupada's purport. It will help you understand some of these things very nicely. And then we'll start from verse number 22. I know it's going to take time, but these chapters are very important, extremely important. I cannot basically say that this verse is not important, that verse is not important, and let rush through it. I can't do that. I have to help you understand this entire subject. So this will take time. Bhagavad Gita takes the longest time in this course. Once we are done with 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita, then this will be much, much faster, because we also need to understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, everything that we are talking, the whole philosophy that we have right now is based on Bhagavad Gita. So we cannot run through Bhagavad Gita and say that Canto Model 1, 2, 3 is done and then we don't understand the Bhagavad Gita. That is also not the point. We have to very thoroughly understand teaching in Bhagavad Gita. And I'm sure that your understanding, your reading verses, the way we are seeing the verses one after another and how these things are interconnected will help you understand a little bit in a different way. It will take it to the higher stage. What exactly Krishna is saying? I was thinking like that, just reading one verse here and there. Somebody will just cite this verse and say that karmani, abhipravritto api. Oh, don't engage in the action. Be independent. Nirasraya, be independent. Means Krishna is saying that leave. No, 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 no. It's not. This is your interpretation. You are saying that. Krishna is not saying that. That's what Prabhupada said as it is. What Krishna has said, for one to explain, you need to have the devotion, bhakti. Scientific, or a scholar way is not the way to understand this verse. The devotional way is the way. In Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami says also that you can understand this subject, but you have to be a person of asthai bhav, who has a fixed emotion for Krishna. Okay, so that's the purpose. We have to hear this Bhagavad Gita from devotee, a person who is surrendered to Krishna. Then he says, when Sutta Goswami is being glorified by the sages, they tell many of his good quality, that you are senior, you are knower of the scripture, you know how to explain, that you can talk very nicely, all of that. But the most powerful point they said is that, but here's the thing, not only all of these qualities can be in anywhere else. Anybody can have this quality. But one of the quality that you have is that you are snigdhasya, you are surrender, you are serving the Lord all the time. So hearing from you will help because you are dedicated to serve Krishna. So that's what it is. These teachings we have to hear from the one who is surrendered to Krishna, who has faith in Krishna. A scholar may be very good in selling these things, telling these things, but sadhus are saying that these all are good. They are good quality that you can explain. You know scripture. You have studied the Veda thoroughly. You are senior among all of us. The topmost quality is that you are surrendered to Krishna. So Arjun, when he surrendered to Krishna, he understood everything, what Krishna is saying. So we have to be surrendered to Krishna to understand this subject very well. Thank you so much. I'll stop here. See if there is any realization. Are you all following the discussion? Is it okay? Good enough? The pace is okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. Yes, any questions, any doubt, anything anybody has?
So you said during today's lecture that devotional service is our natural state, right?
Yeah.
So is there any hint, like is there any hint in our life that points to us that it is our natural state rather than analytical study? Like,
Yeah.
what is it that is guiding me?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Do we have some sign for it? Yes. And Prabhu, let's go a little bit back, all the way a little bit behind. They say that there are Atma and there is Paramatma in the same person.
Mhm.
And there are certain things that makes you feel that it's not, although you don't have a strong reasoning, a strong argument, you don't stop doing it, but you feel like that you have done wrong, right? Like for example, uh, just doing some bad thing, raping some women or abusing some matajis, or saying bad thing about a mataji. And although there might be some inimical relationship, but I was at some point so much devastated that I thought that what I am doing here in the process of bhakti. So it happens, Prabhu. There is some side of you which will tell that, oh, this is I should not do it. But do you know that there is a certain thing that you like doing? Like for example, you like inviting people at your house and giving them the food. If you appreciate somebody, that person might be your competitor, but inside you will feel that I did very good. Whatever he's my enemy, but I still appreciated him. I said good thing about him. This person doesn't like me, but I brought him at my house and feed him. There are certain things that you do that gives you the enthusiasm and courage that you have done right thing. Tell me yes or no, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes. So that good thing is coming from that source, Bhagwan. Okay. So that tells you that although maybe you are far, like many people, they're not devotee, but they like going to Baba Dham. They'll go to, Haridwar. They'll go to, Kumbh Mela. They have nothing to do. They don't know. They don't have really good, strong faith that putting Tilak Chandan and chanting name of Krishna all the time. They'll go to Kumbh Mela and all the way they'll listen, movie song, whatever language they know, right? But they still think they have done something great, right, Prabhu? Tell me what is that?
Yeah.
When Ayodhya temple started, so many people who are not believer of the God, they went. at darshan of Lord Ramchandraji. Are they devotee of Lord Ramchandraji? No. But they thought this is good. Some of the people out there, they're just like, oh, we need to have, we need to promote temple thing. I'm not a devotee. Please don't count me wrong. I'm not a bhakta. No, if I'm saying that you should go to temple, you should not think that I'm a devotee. They will tell like that. But I think that is nice if you go to temple, right? So that from where it's a weak form of devotion. A very weak form of devotion, but it's there. When that little bit magnifies, then it turns into devotion. So that's the point. Every step, even a small baby, you go, that the small baby would not be able to make much distinction. But if you talk to them, they will say, Papa, you should not do it. Papa, you should. They know that. That thing is there at every stage. So these are the sign. They are the sign. And when that magnifies, then you and I, when start having, completely different dress and tilak chandan, and not a big hair now, you love a small hair. The magnification of that emotion. No, my dear Lord, I have been so much off from you. Now I need to be in your relationship. And then your heart says that everybody else will say that what you are doing, but you will keep on doing that. Why? That's your nature. Living beings love doing what is part of their nature.
Thank you, Prabhu.
That's how we know. But there is one verse that very clearly says, Jivare Swarup Haya Nitera Krishna Das. What is the form of the living entity? The eternal form. The eternal form of the living entity is that they are servants of Krishna. They are serving Krishna. That's the verse. We'll talk about that later. Yes, Prabhu. I can even give you a lot of other examples. We'll pause here. And now many devotees are here today. They are in what do you call Sadhu Sangha. So we'll resume the session from next Saturday, same time. No change in the time. If we change, we'll let you know. But thank you so much for your association. Vanchkal Pato Viveshta Kripa Sindhu Vyavasa Patitanam Pavane Vaishnava Naman Nand Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Dandot
Krishna.
Pranam. Hare Krishna.